Alright guys, so I'm back with another edition of Custom NHL Builds, the series where I create EASHL player builds based off of actual NHL players. Last week it was Alex Ovechkin, and this week I'm going with number 13 from the Calgary Flames, Johnny Gaudreau. Obviously, Johnny Gaudreau is an undersized playmaking winger. He stands at 5'9" and weighs only 165 pounds. So I tinkered with the idea of going with a playmaker build since he's such a good passer. He's never had a season where he's had less than 40 assists in a full season. So I thought about going with that, but you can't actually make the playmaker build small enough. So I ended up going with the dangler build, which is great because if you've ever watched Gaudreau play, you know he's got some of the sickest hands in the league. So got him down to 165 pounds. Also a great skater. You can see all the speed stats are very high for this build. I wanted to boost the playmaking a little bit, which is only 82 for the dangler build. So I went ahead and went with laser passing 2 for the primary trait, which got it up to 87. As a secondary trait, I really wanted to boost the wrist shot since the dangler class has a very weak wrister, and Gaudreau is pretty much a 20-goal scorer every year and has hit 30 goals twice. So I went ahead and went with quick wrister 2 for the secondary trait. That got the accuracy up to 86. Still pretty low wrist shot power. So for the specialty, I went ahead and went with the quick release just to try and boost it even a little more. So here he's got 90 deking, 87 passing, great speed stats, and then obviously with such a small build, body checking and some of the physical stats are going to be pretty low. The slap shot was also pretty low, but there wasn't really a whole lot I could do about that, unfortunately. But anyway, in drop-ins, the first thing I noticed was that I love the way this build skates. If he gets a breakaway, there's pretty much no one that's going to be able to catch him. And he's also able to beat defensemen wide. If he gets a one-on-one situation, he can use the dangles and the hands to beat those other defenders. He pretty much never fails dekes, which is something I really like. I generally don't play with a dangler build, so it was really fun just messing around with some of the dangles. And it's really awesome how quick he's able to complete even some of the more complicated dekes. And like I said, almost never fails any of them. You can obviously use his ability to dangle to set up your teammates, draw defenders towards you.
You have to go through this whole thing where it like goes to the narration.
One thing you got to be careful with, unfortunately, is with such a small build like this, it's really easy for this build to get bullied around. If you're too careless with some of your dekes, look out because you're going to get laid out, and you're going to get laid out often. This build, also with 65 durability, gets injured a lot. So I really liked this build in 3s mode a lot more than 6s. With the laser passing 2, I found that I was getting passes off that honestly I didn't even really feel like I deserved. Getting passes through sticks, between legs. The passing is really a plus for this build. Also, defensively, something I wasn't expecting, this class is very good. If you use that speed to make good reads, yeah, the defensive stats aren't very high, but if you're smart, you can get in on the back check and catch guys, and you can get in on the forecheck and really be an absolute pest with this build. I do have to say I was pretty underwhelmed with the wrist shot of this class. Most of the times I was setting up my teammates with passes, but I was rarely finishing the goals myself, although I was able to get a few nice snapshots here and there. Something you can do is if you want to boost the shooting a little bit, you can switch quick wrister to the primary trait and throw laser passing on the secondary trait. Obviously, that's going to cost you some stats in the passing category. And if you want to boost the wrist shot even a little more, you can make it laser passing 1, and that'll bring the wrist shot power up to 81 and the wrist shot accuracy up to 88 if you're more of a sniper. So anyway, guys, that's the Johnny Gaudreau build. Like I said, I really love this build. Great for dangling, being a speedster. Just got to be careful, otherwise you're going to get laid out a lot. As I said, this is more of a 3s build than a 6s build, although I had some success in 6s as well. So anyway, guys, hope you like this video, and give me some more suggestions for players to build, and I will get working on them. See you next time.